1512. I don't know, I guess Bandit would be closest. And then I believe the weapon is just in the catacombs, so I don't need anything specific to get to it. I do want to get the Leo ring, obviously, which means I'm going to have to fight Super Ornstein, which I'm not super looking forward to. But supposedly, the Lucerne with the Leo ring is extremely powerful. So we'll see how that goes. I think it would be funny to try and do challenge runs for games that aren't Dark Souls, but are like not even adjacent to Dark Souls. Because like Zelda is still an RPG where you have like a main weapon. So I don't think Swordless would really fit into that bracket. But then, I don't know, Sonic game challenge runs. Some sort of diversification. Because YouTube doesn't seem to like my Dark Souls content recently. What the? The only thing to really be worried about is skeletons jumping at me. And, well, even then, I think what just happened on screen kind of proves why that's not much of an issue. That was really good timing. This isn't good. Excuse me. Okay, everything's fine. Maybe it's up here. Hey, there it is. I don't think I've ever ran through there backwards. That's not true. I've done it twice, ever. Going into the Tomb of the Giants super early, for whatever reason. Like I did a run with the Crescent Axe where I did that. I should do a stream with the Crescent Axe. I think that's a really fun weapon. It's like pretty simple, but its simplicity combined with its scaling makes it pretty versatile. And getting it is really fun too, because again, you have to come down to the Tomb of the Giants super early. Because Patches sells out once he gets back up to Firelink. You can also kill Nico for it. Oops. Well, that's fine. Actually, no, he doesn't drop it, does he? Never mind. How often do I play Dark Souls 3? Dark Souls 1, I beat it every week. At least once a week. Sometimes, well, okay. I think it averages out to once a week, because sometimes I don't play it at all if I'm like, you know, on vacation or whatever. But I stream it once a week, and then a lot of times I'll play it for like a challenge run or whatever. So I'll beat it twice in a week or 3 times in a week. I think it averages out to about once a week and has been that for the last like year. I don't actually know the moveset of the Lucerne at all. Spin. I suddenly like the Lucerne a lot more. Okay, I think that's a stumble. I assume that's a stumble because that's pretty long for a recovery. Titanite Lizard. I mean, Crystal Lizard. You can actually use that ability happen. It's like, I almost messed that up. There we go. Hey, Chunk. Nice. Also, this is pretty good damage. This is +0 still, and I'm only at requirements, I think. Yeah. I think I'm going to go 2740, right? That's the... Yeah, 2740 is probably the best way to go for this. I want your souls. Give me your souls. Damn. Oops. Okay, maybe not. Hubris. No. Think about Demon Souls? I love Demon Souls. I think it's really fun. I think people dislike the gimmick bosses too much. Because I really like most of the gimmicks in Demon Souls. Let me think. Because, like, Flame Lurker is probably one of my least favorite bosses in Demon Souls, and that's probably the least gimmicky boss. There we go. Does this have a crit modifier? It doesn't. Weird. What's wrong with the runbacks? I don't know. I like the Demon Souls runbacks. I really like that the levels are just a part of the boss. I like how they're one thing. Oh, my controller just connected. Instead of being completely separate like they are in Elden Ring or Sekiro. My next video on my second channel, I don't know, I have a couple recorded that I just need to edit, but I also don't want to edit them because it's really tedious. But those ones also aren't essays, they're just like commentated gameplay videos. I think I've recorded 2 or 3 playthroughs for that. But my next scripted video is probably either going to be Sonic R or Sonic 06. Sonic R would probably be a pretty short one, but it's also really hard to write because it's a racing game and I don't know how to review a racing game. And I've been really enjoying and kind of hyperfixating on Sonic 06. Also, this is really fast. Wow. So I don't know. I'll probably end up doing Sonic 06 first just because I'm hyperfixating on it right now. Wow, very difficult boss. I wish the spin came out faster so I could use it more. Yeah, I don't know. Dark Souls 2, of course. The reindeer are trying to tell you to not do it if you're not having fun. Is that a sweet spot? No, that's just a running attack modifier. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the reindeer are telling you to not do it if you're not having fun, and also to summon. That area is genuinely not that bad if you just summon. Like, it still isn't fun. It's not, like, particularly engaging or whatever, and I'm not going to defend the Frigid Outskirts, but I'm also going to say that it's not as terrible if you just summon for it, and it makes the area a lot more fun, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of the Dark Souls 2 DLC is very, very summon heavy. Like, God, the run to King Allant, or to, yeah, not Allant, that's Demon Souls. What's his name? Alone, King, Sir Alone. Alon? Sir Alon. Jesus. The run to him without summons is torturous. Genuinely my least favorite run in the entire game. A lot of people don't talk about that, but I think it's genuinely worse than Reindeer Land. I want strength. 20 strength. I hate his boss fight. I think Sir Alon is the most overrated boss in the entire series. I just don't like that fight. I don't know what it is. Like, it's fine. It's a fine boss fight. But compared to everything else in Dark Souls 2, it's just so boring. I don't know. Blue Smelter, I don't think that was that bad of a fight. Or, not fight, sorry. The fight was really fun, actually. But the run, I don't think it was that bad. The couple times that I needed to do the run to actually end up winning, I ended up just sprinting the whole way, and it ended up working shockingly well. So, I don't know if I got lucky there, but least favorite fight in the Souls series? That's a really hard question. Seath is up there only because I love most of Dark Souls 1, and it's just like such a huge dip in quality. God, that's a really hard question. I did make a tier list, but I think my reasoning for the tier list was a little different. I was judging the fight's quality independently as opposed to like in comparison to all the other fights. If I had to give one off the top of my head, though, I don't really know, if I'm being honest. I am working on Unremarkable and Odd Places in Dark Souls 2. I also did make a Demon Souls one, though that one didn't really get picked up by the algorithm for whatever reason. I really liked making the Demon Souls one. And I really liked making the Dark Souls 1 one as well, but the Dark Souls 2 one I have a bit of a different idea for. And that might take me a while. I don't know if I'm going to go through with that idea at this point, because it's just going to take so long and be kind of tedious to do. But I will do at least a style of Unremarkable and Odd Places in Dark Souls 2 video. If we're counting Elden Ring, I would say my least favorite boss would probably be Malekith. I really don't like Malekith. But in the trilogy specifically, oops, I really don't know. That's... Maybe I should go with something easy and say like Half-Light. Any Austin, you mean? I mean, it's not... He didn't say that was the only reason. He said it was part of the reason, and I agree. Like, I used that title because I knew people would be like, oh, hey, that's like the Any Austin kind of video. I like those, so I'll watch this video. Like, it was absolutely part of it. And, like, he wasn't being rude about it. He was just kind of right. A lot of people thought he was being rude, but I don't know. I just kind of agreed with him and figured that if I were to do another video, that I would make it more similar if I were to use the same title, which I did end up doing with Demon Souls. I would say the Demon Souls video is more similar to what Any Austin does. The reasoning behind Malekith is just that he's really fast in a way that I don't think is fun. And a lot of his attacks require very specific positioning to dodge. The one where he slams down and then makes the giant like AoE explosion of slashes. That attack is just annoying because you have to have a pretty specific positioning to dodge it, and it doesn't like communicate what that positioning is at all. You just kind of have to luck into it to find it. At least I did. I couldn't find it at all. I don't think it's very well telegraphed or anything. And then also the fact that he just flies around constantly and you just have to wait for your turn to attack is so unfun. I don't know. Like, I get why people like it. It's just not my flavor. My favorite flavor of boss fight. Gonna kill Mama. That's funny. I don't think I've ever heard anyone call Quelaag Mama. The Fair Lady isn't my type. But if she was, would that make her a MILF? Is that how that works? I think so, right? Because, like, she doesn't have the MILF body type or whatever. But technically. That's what I love about Demon Souls. It really keeps the game fresh. Because, like, I don't know. A lot of the levels are pretty gimmicky, too. Oh, God. I shouldn't have been there. I wanted to see if I could hit Quelaag, but the answer was no. Damage isn't terrible, though. Especially if I get counter damage. Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of the gimmicks. Especially when the gimmicks feel like they just are how the boss is. Old Hero comes to mind, or whatever it's called. The blind one. And then, like, even the spider. The armored spider. Is just kind of like how that boss would be fought. So it doesn't really feel like a gimmick to me for a lot of them. And I think that's a really good way to do it. And then King Allant being just like a straight up duel is also really cool. The Penetrator being pretty normal unless you helped Oscar. Oscar? Not Oscar. What's his name? I don't know. Guy with the rune sword and shield. I don't know. I like a lot of the gimmicks is the thing. Fool's Idol is also really cool. The fact that you don't actually fight Maiden Estrella, I really like. I don't know. And I really want to play Unleashed again, just because, I don't know, I didn't like the game the first time I played it, but after playing other Sonic games, I want to try and get back into it, and I just haven't been able to. I have a 360. Like, it's sitting under my desk right now. And I would buy Sonic Unleashed. Actually, I think I did buy Sonic Unleashed on the marketplace, but now it's shut down, so I can't even do that. But then, like, even then, the console still lags. So I'd want to get either an Xbox One or an Xbox Series. I have 2 PS4s. I could sell my PS4s. Okay. So the reason I have 2 PS4s is I wanted to play Bloodborne, so I bought one because I wasn't going to deal with the, 100 ping or whatever that PlayStation Now has just to play Bloodborne. So I bought a PS4 for Bloodborne. And then the Elden Ring network test happened, which I did get into, and I played it and had a ton of fun with it. But I wanted to play it more before Elden Ring actually came out. So I bought a PS4 Pro and jailbroke that so I could play Elden Ring more before the game actually came out. So that's the story behind why I have 2 PS4s. And then I also have a PS5, so there's no reason for me to not sell my 2 PS4s. Owie. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. Skill issue on my part, I think. Also, +5. 407 on a two-handed riposte is not bad. Favorite weapon class? That's a hard question to answer. If I'm being honest, probably halberds. Because the Scythe and Gargoyle Halberd are 2 of my favorite weapons in this game. And polearms are just cool. I really like the Crescent Axe as well, which is in the Halberd class. In general, then pole axes for sure. I love pole axes. I think they're super cool. Yeah, the pickaxe is really fun. I think piercing damage on non-piercing weapons is funny. If I remember correctly, the pickaxe actually has the highest AR for a pierce damage weapon. Try and make something of yourself. The Doomer merchant. I've never even considered him a Doomer. That's really funny. The name Solar Pellets. Actually, it has been answered before, but there was a facet of the answer that I didn't know until recently. So I was in a Discord server for a streamer. I don't know if he still streams. He used to stream Pokemon and like Mario stuff. Like he would speedrun Mario Sunshine and play Mario 64 or whatever. Anyway, his name was Equinox, and I was in his Discord server, and somebody, I do not remember the context. I don't know if there was any context, to be honest. They said lemons are just solar pellets. And I was like, that's an awesome name. Because I had been trying to find a different name, because at the time, my online name was just my dead name's initials. I started using solar pellets because of that. But it turns out this entire time, solar pellets, oh my goodness, has been a reference to Mega Man. I didn't know that. Mega Man is solar powered, and his shots, his like bullets or whatever from his normal like arm cannon are called lemons, and they are made of solar energy. So saying lemons are solar pellets wasn't talking about the fruit, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they were talking about Mega Man. And I don't even like Mega Man. A lot of the level design is a very, very like trial and error, which I just cannot get behind. And there, there was one point where I was attempting to like jump onto a platform. So I killed the enemy on the platform, jumped, the platform went slightly off screen, and then by the time I landed on the platform, the enemy had spawned again, and I died because of that. I love the way he says magnificent. That's one of my favorite voice lines in the game. Magnificent. Which is the worst weapon? In my opinion, oh, that's actually a really hard question to answer. In my experience, probably the Ghost Blade, because like at least the Jagged Ghost Blade has bleed, so like the Jagged Ghost Blade isn't that bad. Anyway, the Ghost Blade can't be buffed. It has almost no scaling. I think it has the lowest possible scaling in strength. I think with 40 strength, it gave me an extra 12 AR or something. It's ludicrously terrible. And then it's just not good base damage. So I would argue that the Ghost Dagger, or Ghost Blade rather, is the worst weapon in the game. Fun fact, like 2 people saw my stick only video, so the fun fact didn't get spread as much as I would prefer it. I don't know why that video did so terribly. I don't know if it was just YouTube not picking it up or if people just not being interested in it. Anyway, the Squirrel Ring in the Remastered mod lets you skip most of New Londo, which is really fun. I'm sorry. As enemies die in the distance. It's great. It's a really fun weapon. I was surprised at how viable it was. I'm sorry, Ingrid, but you are no longer needed. The whip is really fun, and it's actually really good damage. I really like the whip. Did I try it with RTSR? I don't remember. I don't know. I did a playthrough with it in a video, and it was actually one of my favorite playthroughs I've done. I really like the whip. How do I quit so fast? 1,000 hours in the game and a lot of quitting out. I am terrible at fighting these guys for whatever reason. I don't know why. I probably should have backstab chained, but it's fine. That's gonna kill me. Okay. If you see any talk of links or pictures in the chat, it's because somebody was trying to send me a picture that they drew for me. I love it so much. So I'm actually going to link it in the description. You can also just join my Discord, and it's pinned in the art channel if you want to see it there. I really love it, so I just wanted to mention it here. Thank you so much, Nick. I love it a lot. Hey, a Titanite chunk. I didn't even need the one in the chest. That time I got, wasn't it two slabs in a row at one time? I'm still baffled that happened at all. That's still the only time I've ever gotten a slab, I think. At least that was recorded. Dream levels of luck. Didn't Dream have like a whole nother controversy recently? You know, somehow that doesn't surprise me at all. And I don't mean to like drop this out of nowhere, but I think ableism is like one of the most common bigotries to see from people who you wouldn't think are necessarily bigoted. Just because it's weirdly normalized to think that things that autism specifically causes are like cringe or whatever. So many weirdly ableist jokes about just like autistic people being autistic. I don't know, it's weird. I've noticed that recently. There was this whole thing on TikTok about like why poly people look like that, quote unquote. And that's because most of us are autistic. And I didn't see anybody talk about that. Like all of us are neurodivergent. So obviously we're going to have a different look from neurotypical people. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, I forgot to upgrade to plus 14. Oh well. It's just a stray demon, I guess. Just because of how the internet is, I've probably seen more like transphobia than ableism. But at the same time, it's like the ableism is so much more understated and just like, yeah, this is an okay thing for me to say rather than just like being an wow, instant. Okay. I'm not complaining. Why is that doing 300 damage? Okay, the strong attack doesn't seem to be super worth it. Just because of the stamina. I'm sure there are instances where it'll be useful, though. Yeah, if I had the choice to not be disabled, I wouldn't take it, only because so much of my identity, who I am, comes from my disabilities. And I say disability in reference to something like autism because of how it's considered socially and how it interacts with the rest of the world. A lot of the disabilities, quote unquote, from autism really only show up because of lack of, there aren't many accommodations for people with autism. And because of that, a lot of the disabilities come up in like social aspects, especially. And like, of course, there are other aspects of autism that are disabilities regardless of the accommodations you're given. I don't know. Accommodations might not even be the right word, because I'm also thinking of like, you know, not doing small talk or accepting the fact that some people think of small talk differently from how you do, right? So like whether or not you even want to call that an accommodation. But then there's also like different ways of learning or even different rates of learning. That's the kind of disability that I mean, because a lot of autistic people just learn in different ways from neurotypical people. Favorite word is mustard? That's totally fair. I also like rutabaga. Dark Souls 3 is mid. True. Probably. Ragamuffin? What does that mean? And am I pronouncing it correctly? Whoa, that was scary. You know, I was thinking about Sonic 06 and how it was making me think of the future of the franchise. This is going to take some explaining. I will explain that in a second, but my point is, I realized that Sonic 06 is 20 years old almost, which is so weird. Sonic 06 is old enough to vote. Anyway, I was thinking like how Silver plays just dramatically different from Sonic. Blaze does too, even. And a lot of people were wanting like, or we're talking about wanting a new Silver-based game, like entirely based around Silver, just like how Shadow Generations was entirely Shadow, you know? But I feel like I wouldn't want that just because Silver would just play like Sonic, but with telekinesis. I feel like if they made a new game, right? As opposed to Sonic 06, where he just plays completely differently. Oh, I need to fight Super Ornstein. I almost forgot. I hate that, actually. Oh. I stumbled. Uh-oh, that's not good. I don't know. I really like the game. As weird as it is to say, I think Sonic 06 is a really fun game. I've been having a really great time with that. I finished Sonic Story last night and then got to... I think I'm about to enter the desert level in Silver Story, which I know is the one that a lot of people hate. I could squeeze out a bit more damage with like Power Within or whatever, but I don't think that's necessary at all. I think the damage is plenty high. I just need to be good at the video game, which is kind of the problem. Uh-oh. Wah. Up. My whole life flashed before my eyes. I just need to not get cornered. Play a little bit carefully. Hey, instability damage. That wasn't bad. God damn. I imagine counter damage with the Leo ring is going to be pretty solid too. Can you stop jumping away, please? I don't like being this close to him at the start. Okay, that's fine. We're fine. Everything's good. Okay. Best hitboxes in the game. Uh oh. No! Anyway. That was so unnecessary. It'll just make this fight harder, but that's fine. No, not you. I forgot. That's so much damage. Jesus Christ. Why is the Leo ring behind Super Ornstein? This is so rude. Damage. We like damage here. Jesus. Uh oh. Owie. Okay, I got it this time. I just need to not get crunched. I'm not used to Super Ornstein's butt slam tell because Smough's is super obvious. Ornstein's is not at all to me. Just because I haven't fought Super Ornstein very much. Oh god. There we go. Easy. Oh, wait, he drops it, doesn't he? Ooh, ouchie. Taking my revenge on one of the first things to kill me this run. Oh my goodness, one shot. I was not expecting a one shot. Cursed or immaculate? What stream, out of curiosity, would you have considered immaculate? 452. Jesus. The milk stream was cursed. That's really funny. That wasn't counter damage. That was counter damage. 423 as opposed to 356 or whatever. What was the... Excuse me. Oh, come on. I swear to God. Sif is not difficult. Why does she jump? Stop it! Stop jumping around. 381. Okay, I guess that's not that big of a boost, actually. Oh my god. Please, just let me attack you. There we go. Okay, that's not terrible damage. It's actually pretty good, especially without RTSR or power within. 713. Am I sweet spotting? Wait, why is that so high? Does counter damage not get applied to the full health bar? What? Okay. Yeah, I really like the Lucerne so far. I don't know that it rivals the Scythe for my favorite weapon, but it's definitely really fun. Ouch. I don't know, Gargoyle's Halberd is also really good. This is probably my third favorite polearm, but also probably third favorite weapon in the game. So far, anyway, that I've used. And that's saying a lot, because I've used like 50 weapons, at least, if not more. Probably more. Definitely more. I don't know, I've used a lot of weapons is the point. She's a lesbian? Hell yeah. Incredibly based. Me too. Very sus. Wow, really? One shot? Come back here. I switched almost entirely from TikTok to Blue Sky because a lot of people post art there. A lot of people do on that what I use TikTok for, and I just have to read now, which is like, I mean, I do that anyway, so. Also, Pasakas, I kind of forgot. I'll let it penetrate me, and then I'll penetrate it. No! I killed all of them! There we go. If I die to Seath, I'll cry. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's not bad at all. Whoa. That's pretty good damage. Yeah, I got really into Jewish mythology for a while because I had like just come out of Christianity. And like, oh no. And like seeing that from that perspective, from like an outside perspective, completely shifted how I viewed all of it. And I thought it was really interesting. Oh god! I forgot that was a crab attack. Help. You know, usually when somebody says that, they're not threatening to make me play a video game. Okay, the damage isn't great. Not bad though. Uh-oh. Ugh, I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. Normally I'm a little worried about Nito, but I'm just not this time either at all. Wow, that is good damage. If it would let me put the ring on, please. There we go. I'm pretty sure Remastas, like, pretty dramatically decreases the damage you take in the lava. But it's 10 to 9. Honestly, if Remastas added power stancing, it would be the definitive way to play Dark Souls. Because it doesn't have power stancing, it's still really good, but the trade-offs in the, like, scaling and, like, glitch differences and stuff make me prefer Remastered. If Dark Souls 1 was Dark Souls 2, it would be a lot better. I think it'd be really cool to have the Souls games in each other's engines, like exploring the world of Dark Souls 2 with Dark Souls 1's movement and everything, or like the Dark Souls 1 world in Elden Ring would be really cool, I think. I'm shocked that didn't hit me, actually. That was really poorly timed. Oh, I didn't see it. No. That's messed up. Okay. No. Dang it. In my opinion, you're not missing out much. Are you kidding me? You just gotta know what you're doing. Why can't I make this jump? I don't understand. This is an easy jump. I do this all the time. This is just how I fight this boss. Maybe if I do this. Ooh, owie. Okay. I don't know if that actually made me jump farther or not, or if that was just placebo, but I made it this time. No. You know what? Okay, this is the one, probably. Because, yeah, okay, that's fair. I'd probably play Elden Ring more if I was better at fighting the bosses. But the bosses aren't... I don't enjoy the bosses enough to want to learn how to be better at them, so I just don't. There we go. Easy. I don't know. I guess I'm not even that bad at Elden Ring. Yeah, Elden Ring suffers from not being very fun, exactly. That's my issue with it. Pardon me. Pardon me. Jesus. Rude. Alright, here we go. Hardest boss. That was really close. I almost got hit. Yeah, I've been very disillusioned with Nintendo recently. I used to love Nintendo, and I would follow up like with their news all the time. I was super excited for the Switch 2 for a long time. And then, like, the only good game they've made recently was was Mario Wonder. And even then, that's just like a decent 2D platformer. Echoes of Wisdom is really boring for me. Just like really not my style of game. I didn't like... What was the other one I played? I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom all that much. I was kind of excited for Metroid Prime 4, but at this point, it's just kind of like... I don't know. I'll play it if I get the chance, but I won't go out of my way for it. I don't know. There's just a lot of... I used to be super into Nintendo, and then they stopped making games that I enjoy, which made it way easier to get disillusioned with them and like really look into how terrible of a business they are. Like, they've always been a really bad business, but I've never noticed because I liked their games. God, Kirby and the Forgotten Land had so much potential, but it's so boring. At least the first few worlds are really boring. I didn't get very far just because I got bored of it. That range is so much more than I expect every time. Not bad. Not great, but definitely not bad. Owie. I should be more careful. That's fine. Oh, he's exploding. That's not good. No, I thought I was far away enough. That's unfortunate. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna die. They were attacking so fast. I can't believe I just died to Nito a second time. Stop trying to parry me. Do that. Because this weapon is slow. My whole life flashed before my eyes. This weapon is so slow. I forget how slow it is. I didn't realize that the skeletons would be this much of an issue with the speed. Oh my god. Run. Really? The range on that... I swear to god. I mostly made my second channel because I wanted to make video essays and like video game reviews and stuff. And like Sonic was the main reason for that. Because I used to do like Sonic reviews on my main channel. Are you... Then Dark Souls happened and I didn't want to do that because algorithm reasons. And I wanted the videos to have like a chance on the algorithm. I really, really wish my Black Knight video would have done better. Just because I put a lot of effort into that video. And it's like one of my favorite videos I've ever made. If you like Sonic, definitely please check out my Black Knight video over on my second channel. I'm really proud of that one. Yeah, and then of course the video that I make in a day about some stupid random thing in the Sonic franchise that I don't actually care about that much. It does really, really well. I couldn't see because the because the restored thingy. Everything's fine. This is going much better. Okay, one more. Nice. Sonic and Dark Souls. I mean, Black Knight is probably the closest you're going to get to that. Wait a second. Hold on. I have the best idea. Okay, are you ready for Sonic the Hedgehog and Dark Souls? Anyway. Dang, this stream is definitely going to go over 3 hours. That's not a big deal, but I want to go back to playing Sonic 06. Never thought I'd say that in my life. Actually, that's not entirely true. I've always wanted to, like, play Sonic 06. My first real exposure to the game was one of those Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, all cutscenes thing. Like, one of those videos. And, like, because I was a child, the story, like, really encapsulated me. And I really, really loved that. And then I would see, like, gameplay of people playing it and, like, oh, this game is so terrible, it's so buggy. And I still wanted to try it because it looked fun, regardless of the bugs. And that ended up being very true. And I really, really liked the game. I thought I would be safe from flirting this stream. I really like actually the blue gem. You can get it after Flame Core. No, it's either after Flame Core or the train level. I don't remember. The blue gem is like, it's like a boost button, and it actually like really changes how you engage with the movement and the platforming, and I think it's really, really fun. And doesn't break the game at all. But then you get, you know, the purple gem. 477. I want to get counter damage, but there's not really any way to guarantee a hit with counter damage. Oh, everything's fine. Was that counter or instability? I think that's counter. Uh oh. The reach on the Lucerne isn't nearly as long as I expect it to be. That's true. I'm not really ever safe from flirting. Whoops. I don't know what my favorite dessert is. I like desserts. I like pastries. So it's probably a pastry, but I don't know which one. Oh, milkshakes. A peanut butter milkshake is god tier dessert. I love peanut butter milkshakes. Peanut butter milkshake, no ice cream? Where's the milk coming from? You just put milk in there? Do you put milk in milkshakes with ice cream? Actually, I don't know. I've never made a milkshake. You probably do, now that I think about it. Okay. Stagger? After 3, probably? Okay, good. This damage is really good, by the way. I should not have attacked from neutral. That could have ended very poorly. Not the milk again. Not milk. Milkshake. Different things. Whoa! Counter damage. Jesus. Sorry about that, Artorias. God damn. Alright. Milk but vibrating. Also, hitless Artorias. That's pretty good after the rest of the stream happened. Yeah, 5 attempts at Nito to... And then, what was it, like 3 or 4 deaths to Bed of Chaos to hitless Artorias is really funny. Wow, that's a lot of instability damage, Jesus. Oh my god, when I first started Estrogen, I worked at a casino, and they provided food there because it was like so far away from everything else. So you couldn't just like walk over to, or, you know, drive to a restaurant during your lunch break. There was just no time, or like, you know, anywhere to get food. Anyway, the point is they provided food there, and they also had like an ice cream machine that you could just get ice cream from whenever you wanted. And I ate so much ice cream right after starting Estrogen. Ow, that hurt really bad. Alright, time to die to mana 16 times. Oh, that's a bad omen. What? That hit me? I'm upset that hit me. Alright, real funny. Real funny. You can stop now. The animation for the combo and like the one-handed slam is very slightly different, and I never know the difference. That's crazy damage though. Wow. Jesus. We love counter damage here. My god. 777, lucky number. Maybe I won't take that many tries. We'll see. Okay, that's the one-handed slam that I was talking about. 777 again. Counter damage is weird. No. Okay. I suck at dodging that. Wait, that's a follow-up, I forgot. Everything's fine. What the? I don't recognize that attack. There we go. First try menace. I didn't hitless it, but I almost did. Right? So, wake Dusk up so she can understand the horrible situation she's been put in. Honestly, leaving her asleep is probably a mercy. I don't know. I think I was excited to try the Lucerne because I was told the Leo ring was really, really good with it. And like, I don't disagree. This is the most counter damage I've ever done, ever. But I think just the Lucerne on its own with like RTSR would be vastly better. Leo ring doesn't feel like it added that much, all things considered. Oh yeah, that's not bad damage at all. Parried the fast swing because I'm insane. Racked at Dark Souls. The girl who's played Dark Souls for 1,000 hours is almost good at the video game. Lucerne. Lucerne is fun. Has a cool moveset. It's cool that it does pierce damage. Whether or not the Leo ring really added that much to it is debatable. I liked it. It was fun. I especially want to thank Lilith the Hammer Witch, Nick Possum, Ratini, Frankie, Krista, Howling Nocturne, Ryasune21, Rakuna, White Flame, Manarok, and Ryan Rickard. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Something, second channel. I have other videos, obviously. Discord link in the description, whatever. I don't know how to end this.